Namaste. Good evening, everybody. I just wanted to hop on here a little bit this evening and just chat a few words with you. There's just so much energy going on, so much intensity going on. And we're beginning the week of the new moon, and that new moon is also going to be quite intense. So I just want to make a little video for you guys and share what has come up for me. You know, I was away a little bit, had a lot of time to meditate, to connect to the elements, and that was just the message that I got. Really taking time to connect to the sacred, divine elements, really learning to reground into the earth, which also means gratitude for the earth, the beauty around you, the food, the water, the drink, everything that you have. Even the tremendous heat that's happening now, like I'm here in Pasadena, I have to kind of wait to work until the evening because it's just so hot. But even appreciating that we can experience the contrast, right? And so the elements have been coming very powerfully in my meditations to really take time to honor the sacred elements that I always work with, but it's even coming stronger. So earth, water, fire, air, and space. These are the original blueprint material, so to say, or vibration that allows us for having this experience as a human being a master, ascended master in this human form, or for us to really experience the contrast here. It is an honor, first of all, to even have a human body, right? So when we cherish what we have in unconditional love, which for me personally was hard to kind of grasp. So when I'm starting to call the unconditional love more of unconditional and radical self-acceptance of where we are now, okay, then we can start to allow for this element to settle in who we are. Okay, so when we truly start to hold the space for who we are, in the greatest radical self-acceptance of what is at this moment, what is at this now moment, your body represented by the earth, okay, your soul represented by the ether, the fire of who you are, water, the creative aspects of who you are, maybe connecting the waters to the divine feminine aspects, the more fluid aspects of who you are, okay? Air, the intellect, the mind stuff. We need it all. You know, we're so taught to not embrace everything, but to categorize. And that is really what is happening now, that we're starting to really reorganize and restructure our whole beingness. That's why it's so confusing for a lot of people. So this is why I'm hopping on here in hope of sharing a little bit of things that can ground you, how you can find more joy, and how you can make this transition into the higher dimension a little more sweet and a little more easy. So let me just talk about the consciousness or the dimensions. Okay, so when we are in the 3D dimension that we are living in, when we're driving, going to work, blah, 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 functioning like we used to function, okay? Then we're living in this contrast of good or bad, right or wrong, you know, being upset with others, blah, blah, blah. But when there's enough chaos, like I, for example, had an operation, I had to reframe who I am. Who am I now? Okay? And this happens every morning when we wake up. We have an opportunity to set the tone, to be grateful for the elements and the energy of who we are. So we are vibrational beings. We are higher, ascended master beings that came into the earth to experience this shift and change, which involves growing pains. Okay? It involves chaos around us, and we will be squished until we start to face ourselves and find this radical self-acceptance, full self-love and unconditional love for who we are. And as we start to embrace that and become that and define that in our own experience, then we can see that in all around us. So when we are in the three-dimensional, we will experience the chaos. We will have fear, right? We will feel this squish, so to say, okay? And when we experience this lack or fear or chaos, crazy politics, I mean, it's like a joke almost. What's happening, right? We face that, and it's just like unacceptable, right? It's like I used to say sometimes, it's like the Muppet Show, okay? It's not where we are going to. It is showing what was, but it's blazed in our face now. So it's going to crumble, and it already is. So how do we then stay centered in positivity, in acceptance of who we are, in asking and contemplating and meditating and connecting into the elements? This is one thing that grounds us into the remembrance of the empowerment of who we are. Okay? Go outside. You've heard it a million times. Go outside, look at your toes, feel the grass underneath your feet. Feel the wind, feel the air in your lungs. Feel the water on your skin when you wash your face, brush your teeth. When you wake up in the morning, remember to set your intention, because your mind is the scanner. If you don't have any intention, then it's going to look for whatever is right in front of you, which is chaos, all right? Or it's going to look at the old way you were, the stories that are still running in your subconscious mind. You need to have this divine will of setting the intention and feeling the vibration of who you are. And let me remind you that you are a divine being, that you have a purpose, okay? That your soul is longing to align with your spirit, that your I am presence, your higher self, is coming down and showing you the way as you set your intention to be of your highest possible self, being guided, showing what you need to do, where you need to go, how you need to feel and think. If you don't set the intention, you will get caught up in the whirlwind and the chaos around you. We're being asked to stand in our own truth, to connect to the elements, the divine elements, okay? So in the third dimension, we're experiencing contrasts, and it's supposed to be like that in the third dimension. This is the consciousness, the awareness of who we are in the third dimension reflects the contrast. So we can use the contrast to see, what is it that I want? What is it that I accept? What is it that I stand for? When we start to seriously contemplate that, when we stop the movie of the scenes that are going around in our life and say, wait a minute, I am taking this time now for me to remember, why did I come here? What makes me happy? What do I feel passionate about? And I'm talking lovingly, kind, passionate feeling. So when you are feeling this lack, fear, anger, when you feel like you're insignificant, which you are not, you are in the programming of the matrix of the third dimensional consciousness. You have to stop. And this is what I realized on the vacation. I stopped everything. It took a time. Like, wow, everything just went from 100 miles per hour to stop. And it took me a little while to settle, to feel the liquid in the ocean. It was like liquid crystal. It was so soft and magnificent. Today I was watching my boys playing basketball, and the backdrop was this beautiful banana trees out here in my garden, and it was lovely. The temperature was fantastic. I started to do some automatic writing, and much came through. So what we need to do when we're feeling squished, stop. Say, oh, I am in the third dimension now. I am in fear. I am in losing or giving my power away to the chaos, which will suck it up gladly and add to it. So you actually are that divine being that knows. You need to check in with your knowing. You need to see from those knowing eyes through the chaos. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, who am I now? What do I want? Write it down. Say it out loud. Quantum entangle yourself. Connect into that which you want to see. And I promise, we all want the same. We want love. We want kindness. We want a sense of safety and inspiration. We want beauty. We want joy and laughter. We want family, friends, love, holding, touching. We want this. This is who we are, and this is what we came for. And we're meant to live that way. We just have to stop, come back to that neutrality of divine neutrality, and hold ourselves in our knowing, in our highest light. Okay? So have the courage to have the faith into remembering the knowing of why you came, why you're aligning your soul with your higher self now. So this is the power symbol. This means aligning your soul to your higher spirit. I use this mudra a lot. Also called power fingers. It can be a little sword that you can cut yourself out of the matrix. And the thing is, yes, we care for others. Yes, we worry about our family. Yes, but you know, the work is in our bodies. Our bodies is the temple and the template in which you experience this world through. Believe me, when you start to move into the fourth density, the curiosity, the courage to have faith, to look and ask the questions, and look in the mirror and ask, who am I? What do I want? Why did I came here? What brings me joy? And be very clear of that. that it's not coming from your thinking mind, but it's coming from your knowing heart mind. Get into your heart. Find out who you are, what you want. When we ask this question, we start to move into the freedom of creation, because our minds and our intentionality is so that when we start to ask and look for it and ask for something better than we can even imagine. Surprise me. We're just seeing the tip of the iceberg here in the 3D. Then when we come into the questioning, into the meditation, into the prayer, into the asking, guide me. I am the divine director of this day. I am calls down your higher self, your I am presence. I am the divine director of this day, and I am guided in everything I do. Stop. Feel the breath. Feel the air breathing in lungs. And believe me, that air is connecting you to everything around you. We are all one and we're interconnected. So if you work through you, your body, your experience, what you're seeing, and create peace, you will radiate out that knowing powerfully. Okay? So start to contemplate who you are. And then you can even take your power fingers and take a little bit of a entanglement, third eye to third eye, if you're looking in the mirror, throat to throat, heart to heart, third chakra to third chakra, second chakra to second chakra, root chakra to your root chakra, seventh chakra to seventh chakra, eighth chakra to eighth chakra, earth star chakra to earth star chakra. Become who you know that you are, that you want to be. Be it already, okay? And have fun with that. So really entangle yourself with who you are. Let go of the judgment. This judgment of others. Wow, it's a difficult one. Judgment of the politicians, judgment of yourself. Oh, I'm not good enough, or I don't know. Immediately if you say that, you have to say, I love you, immediately, right? The judgment is what pulls you back into the third dimension again. When you judge yourself or others, you're entangling yourself with negativity and lower vibrational energies. You are light. You are love. You are an ascended master. And now is the time to slow down so that you know what you're creating. Be in the knowing. Mary Magdalena, she talked about the new. The new means us, and also means the knowing who you are. For those who have ears, you can hear it. For those who have eyes, you can see through this veil. Okay, so fourth dimension is a transformational state, and you probably, if you're watching this as my student or if you're new to my work, you have been here for a while, and it's time to move through this, to ground who you want to become deeply into your body. You are transforming you through the body, grounding yourself into the earth. Here comes those elements. You are the elements. You are divine. Your body is divine. It's not just some tool. It's the most amazing tool in the whole universe. Ask for guidance. Listen with your ears. See beyond. See with your knowing eyes. And connect into your knowing. This is the fifth dimension of unity, consciousness, and love. Okay? This is how we get in. This is the self-love. Wait, I'm rushing. Why am I rushing? Do I feel good rushing? No, stop. Take that energy back. You are worthy of taking your time. Slow down. Create this field around you. Create a field of enthusiasm, of love, of magnetism. Magnetize towards you the positive and the higher vibration. Okay, call in the archangels. Call in your higher self. Call in your guides, teachers, masters, ascended masters. Call in anybody from the highest love and light vibration. And if you have Reiki, call in the Reiki, turn it on and be with that. Let it guide you. Here it comes. And if you don't have a Reiki attunement, please contact me. Let me attune you to Reiki 1. It is so powerful. This is the sacred geometry of pulling down life energy through your being for your highest good, for the highest good of all, in service of all of humanity, in service of the planet, in service of our universe, our galaxy, and our multiverse. Everything is coming together. You are the center point of your universe. So you can say, I am in the universe. The universe is in my body. I and the universe are combined together. As above, so below. As within, so without. As your soul, so your spirit and your cosmos, right? So we're combining ourselves. Start to see yourself as this beautiful, incredible ascended master that you are in human form. This is the most powerful thing. Anything that is less than the highest love and light vibration, please transmute it. Let it go out of your field into Mother Earth, who takes that like nourishment for her transcendence. Okay? Interconnect yourself with her beauty, her strength. Visualize her as if you're sitting out on the moon, and maybe you can even see this crystal. Visualize her. This is my Earth as this glorious blue, green planet. Feel the colors that nourish you. I have beautiful greens and blues on today. I have my glorious crystals, the rose quartz and my Amazonite. So powerful. And I have invoked them all with, of course, Reiki, and I share those in service so that you can also wear them if you want, When we come into this state of unconditional love, of taking the steps of slowing down and coming within, then we are coming into this radical self-acceptance. How do you know when you're flowing in the fifth unity, consciousness, and love? You know it because everything flows for you. Everything comes to you. It's synchronicities on command. They just come to you and show you your way. So you're totally guided. So through you, for you, and all is how you ground the light into the earth. Okay, so I had this meditation I was starting to tell you about in the beginning about the elements, but I was seeing these bubbles kind of coming down into me, like big blue bubbles coming down, and I was sitting in meditation like a triangle, and the bubbles were just coming down and going around, and then there were bubbles coming up through the earth too, like energy bubbles coming up to the earth. I was watching something talking about synchronicities. Here are some examples. It was on Gaia's ancient civilizations. I love to watch that all the time. So they were talking about the powerful portals. I can add on maybe later what section it was. But there were, as I had just done this meditation, I just turned on a random episode of portals, and they were showing the Stonehenge, and they were doing animation on top of the Stonehenge with blue bubbles coming up through the earth into the stones of Stonehenge. I was like, what? Wow. So that was confirmation and synchronicity for me. And another thing, as I was meditating on the elements so much, actually the last few weeks, it's been quite intense. And I think also because I'm starting to teach my mystical shaman training, the first element I teach is Kriya, which is earth element. I think I'm downloading, or I know as a matter of fact that I'm downloading all this new information that I will teach in my course as well. It starts in August sometime. So if you're interested, please sign up and let me know. Now this is turning out to be a long video, but it's okay because as you can feel, the energy is coming through, so it's also a healing. Okay. So I went out for a walk with the dogs, and something came up on YouTube, and it's this something I started to press on, and it was a song from the Atlanteans, and it was with Matthias Stefanos. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. He's also somebody that's on Gaia, several shows there, which are wonderful. And he starts to sing this chant that was from the Atlantean time. And he explains that it's about celebrating and cherishing the elements. And I was like, okay, perfect. So if I get organized, I can even copy that little YouTube link as well on this video. So that is what we call spiritual confirmation. This is when we are in the fifth dimension of unity, consciousness, and love. Universe speaks through you and to you, and you get messages. You channel ideas, messages, and then you get support and saying, oh, this is really it, yes. And then you can muscle test. And it's just so fun to live in this way. So when we come into the fifth dimension, we are just led and guided, and everything comes to you. So you don't have to stress about making decisions or, planning ahead too much, but give yourself a little room now, especially this next few weeks through the summertime, of writing, reflecting, knowing who you are, expand your consciousness. And guess what? Whenever you expand your consciousness and you start to see more, when you can open to wider knowing, then you do that through your body. But it is such a help for the earth itself, because we are just meant to come here and expand the light and anchor the light onto the earth like star seeds. Okay, so be grounded in your body is the rule number 1. When you find a lot of contrast, start to ask yourself, what is this teaching me? Look in your eyes and what do I want? Forgive away anything that is lesser than the highest love and light vibration. Forgive it away, transmute it, go through it, let it go. It's done. Ask, did I learn the lesson? Yes. And you won't have to repeat it again. So consciously combing through who you are. Okay? When you start to ask the questions, you're going into the transformational consciousness of the 4th dimension. And you want to work through that into the 5th dimension, relatively conscious. Okay? So the more you can recognize yourself and say, oh, I had a beautiful day today. Remember what you learned. Remember what you did and what you loved and what you enjoyed. Take care of your body. Forgive away anything that's lesser. And know that you're here to re-remember your power and your truth. Moving into the 5th dimension of unconditional self-love, radical self-acceptance, just the way it is right now. Look around. It's all just the way it's supposed to be. Okay? Feel yourself coming back into neutrality and quantum entangle yourself with that now. Staying in the present, working through the past, and then aiming towards where you want to go, but not grasping, just expect it, but have the intention of going there. Because if you don't set the intention in the morning, you're gonna clasp in to the collective consciousness, which is chaotic now. So help that collective consciousness to steady and ground and lift itself up by you being grounded, you being in center, you taking your time for who you are. Okay? So we were talking about fifth dimensional living. Okay? Take your time. So we're going into the Cancer sign now. A new moon. It's all about how you're feeling. Can you feel your emotions as the seer of your own true self? So let emotions come up, even if they seem totally illogical. That's good, because when you have memories, when you have emotions come up, you are bringing in those soul fragments. So when we go into this Cancer, it's all about coming home, collecting your soul fragments. Let me give you a little example. Today I went on a bike ride. Oh, I did so many wonderful things today. And all of a sudden I remembered, when I was, 6 or 7, I was traveling, and I was here in America with my dad, and I had packed my own clothes, and I wanted to put on my clothes. And I thought, I was so excited to get dressed that morning. And I put on this beautiful, very colorful striped turtleneck that had red and yellow, all the colors, long sleeved. Okay, on top of that, I put on my jeans dress. It had red flowers in it. Okay, and I thought it was like the best outfit ever, and I loved it. I had planned it. It looked so good together, and I wore it. Okay, and then later on, I think my mom said, how could you wear those two things together? They don't match. And I was thinking, really? And at that time, I didn't know that I gave my joy or my power away. And then I didn't know from there on really how to dress or my style. And I can find myself, well, not from today on, like sometimes, I don't really know, I just put on whatever I have, and that'll be fine. And my daughter's always like, oh my God, Mom, you can't have the same, you can't match color and color the same. And I was like, oh my God, it's so simple for me because, I used to, I'm still am, but I have gotten so many clothes. I'm so blessed from Aloe, and I used to have matching top, matching bottoms, and I would be like, great, I don't even have to think about, how to color coordinate, but just putting that on. And I was thinking, wow, it's been 12 years I've been doing that. So whenever we go out for dinner and I have to put on normal clothes, I'm always like, I don't know exactly what to wear. But do you know that now I realized that that is from that one time when I gave my power away unknowingly. And of course, I'm not blaming my mom. She was also unknowingly because, she always used to dress so perfectly. And I had my own style. And I was so glad, and I felt so happy today when I remember that, because now I took that soul fragment back into my little Carolina, my inner child, and I feel so happy. So that is a synchronicity also. Okay, I feel at one more now. And this is what's going to happen with this new moon coming in. Okay? The new moon is going to really comb through all the crap that we haven't dealt with, that we forgot about because our minds forget. So set your intention in the morning so that your mind is scanning for where you want to go. Okay? The example is a long time ago when the Prius came out, I had a Prius. And then I noticed that everybody else had Priuses. So the mind scans for what you intended for, what you think about. Okay? Very powerful. So then you can think about what you want, put intentions, and then you will find that through your consciousness without even thinking about it, without stressing about it. Set your intentions. Say, I just want to have a beautiful day. I want to notice beautiful things. I want to feel good. I want to connect to my body. I want to thank and be grateful for all the elementals that make me live this human experience. I want to see peace. I want to see beauty. I want to feel safe. I want to feel love. I want to make love. I want to enjoy whatever it is that I'm drinking. I want to eating. I am enjoying my human experience from a high awareness and a fifth dimensional consciousness of unity, consciousness, and love. That's how we go about. Okay, so I thought maybe I should, take some cards. So I took 2 cards this evening, and again, synchronicity on command. So the first card I took was called the land between. And that is exactly kind of how we are living right now. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. And I love the card also. So we are in this kind of a land in between right now. See? So we're going somewhere, but it's not really there yet. So what do we have to have when we're on our way there? But it's, there's no support underneath. We need to stick with our divine will. Okay? So the land between, there are my glasses so I can read, says, the key concept is being between the worlds. Okay? Learning to be okay while at the threshold of what was and what will be. So this is the change that we're going through. A time of waiting and evolving. That's that slowing down, coming back to the center. Gray areas. Yeah, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. So we have to come back into our bodies and feel grounded. And that's how we can ground energies in ourselves, in our families, and in our lives for the highest good for all. Okay, something essential yet is still in development, and we're going through this metamorphosis. Okay, so this is a real test of emotional fortitude. That's right, we're in Cancer, staying with this forte strength. Okay, how to see in the dark, having patience, seeing. We talked about seeing in the dark. Those are the eyes that can see through the veil. Trust and humility. Okay? So this is the one card. And then the second card I got was the Wailing Tree. Reconciliations. Okay? So yes, things aren't the way they used to be. So maybe it is important for you, in a sense, to mourn those and truly say, hey, life isn't the way it is. It's not going to be the way it was before. So say, okay, I learned so much through that time. Now I'm willing to let it go. I'm willing to mourn it and thank it and set it free. Okay? Grief and mourning. Okay? a time of necessary losses, reconciliation. Okay? If you've been considering making a change, now is the time to do so. Quantum entangle yourself with what you want. Okay? And know that you had to go through these times, these crazy chaos times, in order to know what you want. Okay? And then be in the higher vibration. Okay? Maybe you have been overdoing things. Okay? It's time to say goodbye about what no longer serves. Comb out, clean out your closet. Do it. All the stuff we have around is vibrational. Everything has energy. Don't surround yourself with negativity. Vacuum up those big dust bunnies underneath your bed. They collect negative, heavy, low vibration. Clean it out. Okay. Allow yourself to feel your loss, your disappointment, and mourn what was and what could not be. Okay? So it's not the way it was. Maybe you mourn that, but it's time to let it go. You gotta let that go. Let that go into the earth, and then bring in any and all of the energies that are of the highest love and light or above. Okay? Take time to honor your experience and give yourself time to consider all the gifts in it, to put proper closure on it, to really know what you have learned as you walk away from it into something new. Okay? So we just had this land in between and the wailing tree. So we are in metamorphosis. We are in change. Okay? Life is not either or. We are no longer in the third dimension. It's and. It's feeling. It's acknowledging. Who am I now? How do I feel about this? Okay? And dive in this process. Allow it to be a temporary travel companion on your journey. The feelings that this will bring to the surface will be challenging for sure. Yet, like all things, they will pass soon enough, and we will be more enriched by this experience as well. So can I tell you more? This is synchronicity. This is guidance. When I ask the I am presence of myself and the guides and teachers, masters to show these cards, it's like they are putting words on the energy that is around us. Okay? So I wanted to thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know if I can be of service. Okay? I am here this week, and then I'm going to travel again. I have room for privates. I'm also going to do morning meditation and morning wisdom class on Tuesday morning at 7:15. Please join. On Wednesday night, I will teach the new moon meditation over at Yoga World Heart. Please join. What else am I doing? We are going to, I'm subbing at Yoga Works for now on Tuesday at 11 a.m. gentle class, and Friday level 1, 2 at 10:30 also at Yoga Works for beautiful Mel Augusto. Now, isn't that wonderful also how, universe have been so kind to me, and I thank it, and I thank myself, because we are the universe and we are interconnected, that I'm teaching so many of these therapeutic classes, gentle classes now, and it's so rewarding and wonderful, and that I'm subbing so much. And it's so fun because then I can do my thing, and then I can just hop in and teach some classes, and I get to spread this vibration. Okay, so when we are aligned and anchored, we don't need to talk. Like I don't even know if I talked for an hour maybe, but we just vibrate in this wonderful feeling of who you are, of who I am. And that is the biggest gift to the earth, to humanity, of you knowing you, living with your greatest potential in radical self-love and self-acceptance, aligning and descending your I am presence, your full guidance into your heart, bringing your heart mind into the light of your beingness. Shine bright, shine on. Stay in the center. Stand in your power and just know that everything will magnetize towards you. Do the work. If you hear something, oh, that sounds fun, go with it. Okay? It doesn't mean that you're just going to sit in a box and do nothing. No, you're part of everything. Move this energy. Thank and set intention in the morning and gratitude at night. Dream your life into reality. Consciousness creates through our body matter. When you raise your consciousness, you raise the vibration of the matter, and it matters. Okay? Gasho. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Have a good night. I see you this week. Thank you, thank you, thank you.